let's get started on the bank reconciliation. And as the name suggests, we reconcile the cash at bank account. So according to our books, how much money do we have in the bank? And that says $1,905. Now we reconcile that to some outside evidence. So what does the bank say we have in the bank? And the bank says we have a closing balance of just over $10,000. So we reconcile the cash at bank to the bank statement. Now also notice this is a debit, and remember this is a debit from the bank's perspective. So from our records it's really a credit. So we're overdrawn by over $10,000. So where did this information come from? Well, clearly this has come from the general ledger, and the bank statement information has come from the bank statement. And there's the bank statement. I'll make that just a little bit wider. Okay, so let's do the workings on this. So bank balance equals bank statement now I have to say that is a debit, because that's really effectively a minus. Now I might also put in the cash book balance while we're here, and because it's a plus, so I'll go to the general ledger and put in the cash book balance. Righto, so we take this, which is a minus. Let's look at what deposits we may have in transit. Well, how do we get that? Well, we go to the special journal, cash receipts. Now I expect we'll probably only just have one. And the cash receipts journal. Can I make this wider? Righto, so probably on the 28th. I guess that deposit hasn't made it in. Let's see if that deposit's made it in the bank on the bank statement. Do we have a $17,000 deposit? No, we don't. So, bank rec. That's deposits in transit. Now, what you really do need to do is probably print off the bank statement and go through and check that each of the deposits have gone on. Let's just have a look at some items here. So on the 19th of the 6th, $18,040. So special journals on the 19th, $18,040. The sometime just before that we should have had $30,000 go in. So let's have a look. Bank statement. Here we had 30,000, two deposits of 15. If we go to the 10th, we can see we've got a transfer of 18,953 plus deposits and checks. So we go special journal. That day 18,953 is there, plus $28,875. Let's just see if we can work out what makes that up. We go back to the special journal and we see we've got this amount on the 10th, and we didn't do what we should have, because we should make a deposit every day so that your records are cleaner. But we can see 28,875. So you can go back and check all of those, and then you'll also have to check all the checks. So we can see we've only got that one outstanding deposit. Now there's a bank error. Now, do they happen very often? No, but this is an exercise so you know how to deal with them. So you need to find your bank error. So what's the bank error? Well, again, it would really help if you printed this out and you took it back to the special journals. Because let's see, check 618. Let me now go down to the checks. 618 6250, that looks okay. 617 is not there, so it's going to be an outstanding cheque, so I might just highlight that because we'll come to this a bit later. So that's going to be an outstanding cheque. 617, well, that's 616 and 615. Let's have a look. 16,500 and 14,500. 16,500 and 14,500. So they work. So let's see what we've checked off. We've checked that one, a little t, just so I can say it's not a posting to journal, it's just checking it off as a tick. Orange Computers, that's done. Office Supplies is done. 5665, that looks a bit of a candidate. 5665, no, that's correct. I can also go here and tick these off. Tick, 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 tick. Actually, there's been columns left in here to tick them. Tick, 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 tick. Righto. 613. Let's check 613. 613. 53856. 53856. Tick. And 612 41200. I've done that one. Tick. 41200. Tick. Tick. Now this cheque here, 598, it could be one of ours. It's been outstanding for a while. So let's go and see if we had that cheque was outstanding in our last month. Bank reconciliation. Go to last month's bank reconciliation. 598. Yep, that makes sense. 26,883.75. 26,883.75, and that's now tick. It has appeared in our books, so that is ours. Overdrawing fee, we have a few. This cheque, 612. We have just checked that one off. See, 41,200. Now, check 611, is that there? 611, 2750, I've already ticked that off. 2750, tick. 5655, I have in fact, the rent, I've in fact have ticked that off. Let me just check, bank statement. 5665. 5665. I don't know, they all seem to be right, but we've got two unpresented cheques. I just check. No, actually we've got one unpresented cheque, 617, and some outstanding direct debits. Oh, they shouldn't be outstanding. No, we can tick those if they're direct debits. And we've got a bit of interest here. I've come over the wrong side. T. So you see we've accounted for all of these and they all appear right. We go to our special journals. Cash payments, we've dealt with all of these except for one salaries cheque which is outstanding. Let's look at our cash received and see how we've dealt with it. Let's go over here and put in a T. Clearly you can fast forward this bit. Maybe I should just put it on pause while I check the next few. Actually, I will press on just a bit here because I've got to do some adding. So this one will be special journals. 27 plus 12, 28,418, that's a tick. I can go back and tick the other two off. Right, so let's go through this. I went through and we can see they all seem to match off. I haven't found an error yet, so I better look for that. We've got this 17 as a deposit in transit, and we're going to have one unpresented cheque. So let's go back to the bank rec, and that's the previous month. I actually should also check here, deposit in transit, 33,662.50. Better check that off, 33,662.50. So check, that's okay as well. So we've checked that off. Maybe there's no bank errors this month. 17, I don't. So I go this plus that, but that's a minus number. So if I go, actually, can't do that, let's escape. Let me put this in as a minus. Because it's a minus, it's got big, so equals minus plus plus. So up to $6,000 something dollars. Unpresented cheques. The amount. Special journals. Unpresented cheques. $5,000 and it's cheque 617. 617. So I deduct that. No, actually that's a total of unpresented cheques. 5,000. Now I deduct the 5,000 from the 6,803. I come up with 1,803. Now let's look at the cash book balance. Add interest received but not taken up. Well, there was none of that. We haven't got any interest that we've received and not taken up. But you can go and look. Bank fees, yes, well we're clearly going to have some bank fees. So I go to the bank statement and we have, well, we've got lots of bank fees by the look of it. An overdrawing fee plus another overdrawing fee plus, that looks like it, 2 overdrawing fees. $80 plus interest paid. Let's have a look at interest paid. Bank statement. There's interest. That makes sense. Total amount. So now we go opening cash book balance plus any deposits that we've received that we haven't recorded, less any withdrawals we've made that we haven't recorded. And we come out with 1803 and fantastic. These two, now balance. Where have I gone? So it's conditional formatting. So here, down to there, those two balance. Righto, well that's the bank rec mostly done. The next thing you've got to do, and I'll leave you to do that, will be go to the general journal. Actually see, and we've got bank fees and we've got interest. So general journal. Well, I guess we need to put in here bank fees, interest, and cash at bank. So bank fees, you'd usually do these in chart of accounts order, but I guess they'll come in the order they're on here, which would make sense to put them there. Well, that worked. Fill down equals that plus that, and bring into account bank fees and interest discovered in bank rec. And there's your bank rec done, except now you do need to post those items. So, and then you're done. So post those items, write that in there, and the bank rec is done.